Hello everyone and welcome to the video lecture series of mobile application development. In our previous sessions we have talked about like shared preferences, internal storage, external storage, and now it's time to learn about the SQLite database. Okay, students, in this lecture we are going to learn about the SQLite database, various methods to how to create the database, how to create the table for that, and as well as we are going to learn about the CRUD operation. CRUD stands for create, read, update, and delete. That means we are going to learn about the insert, update, delete, and view of the data from the database. Fine. Hi again. This is your instructor Janice Shah. So let's start with the understanding of SQLite database. Students, SQLite is a light version of SQL. Why we are talking about like this? Because SQLite is a very lightweighted and it is specially made for the Android devices only, or I can say the smartphone devices only. So SQLite is an open source lightweight relational database which is used to perform the database operations. Okay, so whenever you want to store some structured data in a smartphone, then you need to go with the database option, or I can say the SQLite database. Now, in such cases, students, if we want to deal with the large amount of data, then the SQLite database is preferable option to store and maintain the data in a structured format. The package android.database.sqlite contains all the required APIs for the SQLite database connection in Android application. Now, let me just move towards the what are the important classes for the SQLite databases. So first one class is a SQLite open helper. So SQLite open helper is a class to manage various database creation and version management. Okay, sir, what do you mean by the version management over here? Students, just imagine situation that I'm going to create a database which contains 2 or 3 tables. Okay, now somehow after that I just added one new table, or I have just removed the column from the table or altered the tables in some way, then the developer need to create the next version of the database for that. Okay, so version management control and the database creation, these both things will be happened under the SQLite open helper classes. For the creation of the database, we have a method on create SQLite database. Okay, see, this on create method contains a class or SQLite database. So the SQLite database is by default class which is there, which object is used to call the various methods like execute SQL, create, insert, delete, update, and all. Fine. So now this method is used to call only once throughout the whole application lifecycle. Okay. Once you want to start the create the database, then this method is called. It will be called whenever there is a first call to get readable database or get writable database. So again, students, this get readable database, get writable database, or also the function in which mode you want to open the database, like in a write mode or read mode, this will be used for that. Okay, now on upgrade. So on upgrade database contains like a database object, the older version and the newer version, both of them. It is only created whenever there is an update in the existing version is there. See, right now this method is deprecated. We have only on upgrade and it contains SQLite object and the version. Now, so the update of version, students, we just need to increment the version of the variable passed in the superclass constructor. Fine. Now, so how can you create the database and how can you create the table inside the Android? For that, students, you need to extend the SQLite open helper class. So here I have created a class like DB handler that extends SQLite open helper class. In that we need to students define some variables like DB name, DB version, what table name, then whatever the columns we are going to create. This all columns contains a name like key ID, key name, key location, key something. So key ID, key name, key location, key designation, these all are my column variables, and the column names are ID, name, location, and designation. So this is a perfect way of coding in Android to define the column names by preceding the key underscore something. So this is not a column name, but this is a variable that contains column names. Okay, next, this is a database version, this is a database name, this is the table name over here. Now, you need to override two different methods. One is on create, second one is on upgrade. So here it is, like SQLite database DB. You just need to write down your query to create the DB. Okay, so sorry, to create the table, like string create table is equal to create table, then table name. Then you need to pass the all the columns. Like first column is key ID. See, this is a Java. Key ID is also the string, and the create table is also the string. So whenever you try to append the string with the string variable, then you just have to use the plus to concat both the variables. Fine. So here I just use the plus sign. This is an integer, this is the primary key, it's by default it's auto incremented. Then key name, text, location text, designation is text. So instead of the varchar students, we are going to use the text in the Android, and for the integer we have the integer with us. Fine. Now to execute the query, students, we have the one function that is known as execxql, execute xql. Fine. This function should call with the help of db object. db is the object of SQLite database class. Fine. Now the on upgrade method, students, on upgrade method, what happens if you have edited or altered the table? First you need to drop the table and then call on create method again. So here the db.execute SQL calls the drop table if it exists, and then on create method is called for the table. Fine. So this is how the SQLite Open Helper class works. Next, how to insert the data in the database. For that, you just need to first create the object of SQLite database. If we want to insert something, that's why it should be open like this dot get writable database in the right format. Fine. Next, the class content value is there. This content value class contains all the column values. Fine. So after that, you just need to pass this attribute in the insert query, nothing new. Okay. So the content value object is C value, object is created, then you just need to pass. If you want to insert something, you need to call put method. Okay, so it calls like this: content value object dot put column name comma variable, column name comma variable, column name comma variable. Fine. So this is the column name in which you want to store this particular amount of data. Okay. Now on the next, you just need to call a method insert function like this. First db.insert. First need to pass the table name, comma. This is the factory by default is null, and third one is the column values. Okay. So this is how you can pass the insert query inside the database. Next, to update. Same as the insert, to update, students, we need to open the database into the get writable data format. So get writable database, create the object for the database, then content values, whatever the key values you want to update, only that column you need to take. So key values like put, key location, location, designation. See, here I am not going to take all the 4 columns. I just want to update 2 columns. That's why I took key location and key designation only. Now, integer count is equal to db.getUpdate. So db.update first need to pass the table name, comma, all the column values, comma. This is the string that we are going to update the table. Like I want to update the table where set name is equal to where name is equal to this. Here I want to update the table where key ID is equal to this. So remember, just focus over here. Okay, this is very necessary to understand this. This key ID is a column where this is a where clause. Okay, so where key ID is equal to this. Now instead of the question mark, we need to pass some values. These values of the question mark will be passed over here like new string. We are going to make a string like new string, a string of value of ID, because we just need to convert ID is an integer. We just need to convert ID to the string. So it is a new string array of ID. Fine. So if the user click on the first button, then the ID is 1. Then the values of the location and destination will be updated for ID 1. Next, delete in database. So students, delete is a very much easy query. You just need to pass get writable database, then call the db.delete table user, key ID is equal to this, comma new string dot value of user ID. Fine. Next, So how to view from the database? To view something, see if you remember the cursor in the database. What is cursor, students? Cursor is the pointer which pointed to the first row of the table in the beginning. Okay, so whenever I try to read something, you just need to move your cursor from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is the method. Like a cursor is equal to db dot query table users new string key name, key location, key designation. That means whatever the amount of columns you want to read from the table, you need to pass inside the string. Next, where key ID is equal to this. So the key value, again we need to pass the user ID over here. Then null. See, this all values shows like group by, having clause, group by clause, ascending or descending order clause, and something like that. We'll see the details in the live practical example as well. Now, what we are going to make today? We are going to make a screen which contains a text view that contains please enter the following details, in which we just want to insert a name, contact number and age. And then 4 buttons are there: insert, update, delete and view. When I click on insert, it will insert the name or data is already inserted successfully. When I click on update, see here I took the name as my primary key. Name is my primary key. So if I have written over here in the name, whatever the written over here in the name, it will be the data of the name particular updated. Okay. So contact number and the age will be updated of particular names because name is my primary key right now. The delete, the name is already deleted. The view, all the data will be viewed over here in the particular text view. So I'm going to take this all 4 buttons, and under that I have taken this these, if you can see, this is ALL. This shows the text view. Fine. So all update and delete operation will be done from name. Now, how to see the database? It is very much important to learn how we can able to see. So storage part for databases, click to view, device explorer path, go to data, your full Android application name, then find out the database. See, data, I just find out the database, and this is my database file. This is how students you can find out your database over here. But in Android, there is no proper view mechanism to check the database in the same as the PHP MyAdmin. Okay, so what we need to do over here, we need to install another software in your computer, that is SQLite browser. So just write down the website like sqlitebrowser.org. Go to this website, download this particular SQLite browser in your PC, and then to view your database, students, every time if you run your application and you need some changes, you just need to right click on the database, save the file, and then open up the save the file. I just saved my file in the desktop with the name of db underscore demo.db. Give the extension to the particular file like db or SQL, and then click on the open databases, select your file, click on the open, and then open the file in such way. So this is my file view. Okay, because this file contains, so this is my database, name, column and age, all 3 columns are there. So now next, sorry, this is my database, all 3 columns are there. Okay, and now when you click on the browse data, you can see this is the browse data column. Okay, when you click on the browse data, you can see the data like Janice, contact number and age, all data is in particular format. Fine. So this is a very much easy way to understand about how to visualize the database inside the SQLite browser. Now let's run the code and let's move towards Now let's move towards the practical for SQLite database. So students, this is all about the practical for the SQL database in Android, SQLite database in Android. So what I did, I just created an activity underscore main file. Okay, so this is my activity underscore main file in which I will take one relative layout, height and width is match parent. Inside that I have taken one text view. Let me just show you in a better way. Just wait for a minute. Okay, fine. So this is my text view, students. Okay, so text view is there, which contains a title like please enter the following details. I have given the ID to set my relative layouts on the below. So now Very first is edit text. So this edit text, the width is match parent, height is wrap content, text size is 20 dp, hint is enter your name, and ID is name edt. Fine. Next, input type is a text person name. Layout below, on the below of this particular layout, I just put down it, and layout margin is 20 dp. Same like that. After that, I just copied and paste all the text views. Sorry, out the edit text. So this my edit text students contains like enter your contact number. This is also the edit text. Okay, I just forget to call it the text, but this is my edit text. Now, next, this is my edit text which contains the same thing, only I just change the contact number and the ID is contact edt, and then change the layout below name edt. I just want to put it on the below of name edt, that means this particular edit text. Next again, make that edit text for the age, same like that. After creating this edit text for age, I am going to create 4 different buttons. So 4 different buttons are like this. See, match parent, width is, height is, wrap content, ID is insert button, on the below of age. See, this is the age code. Okay, this is the age code. So on the below of this particular age, I am just putting down one particular button. It is insert button. Then I have the update button, put down the middle of the insert. Then again, the ID is a delete button under the update button, and then view button under the delete button. Fine. So I just created all 4 buttons, and then take a text view in which we are going to show our data. That's why I'm going to give the ID as a show data. Fine. Now let me just show you the next. See, on the very next students, you do not need to give the write or read permission over here because this is an SQL database. This is not an external storage. Now, we need to create a class which is known as a database helper that should extend that open helper class. Now, let me just create some little bit. Let me just create the class. I have already created a class, and let me just show you how you can create a class. Just right click Java class name db helper 1. Okay, this is my class name db helper 1. It should extends the write down SQLite open helper class. So whenever try to extend this, it will show you some error. So you just can solve it like clicking on alter and enter. Obviously, implement all methods. Okay, so this on create and on upgrade method should be implemented. So now this is created. Now it is again shows an error. So click over here, click on alter enter, near the matching super, just select the first one, enter. So now all the errors will gone. Now what you need to do students, you just need to pass the parameters like database name, database version and everything, column names and all. Okay, so let me just pass it over here. Fine. See, in this particular constructor of the DB helper, we only want this. We only want context. You do not want name, factory, and the version. Okay, but you need to pass name, country, and factory and version. So how? See, I have created a database name like db underscore user underscore data. Let me just change it to data underscore live. Okay, table name is user underscore live. So we get the idea that this live programming, we are going to make a database and we are going to make a table as well. Column ID is key ID, it is ID. Column name is name, contact is contact, age is age. Okay, database version is 1. Fine. Now, next we just need to pass the name over here. So the name of the database is students, database name. This is a good practice. Okay, so this is the database name like database name. I have just passed it over here. Next, students, factory always should be null, and then version. So database version is already given, database version. Fine. So this is how students you can create the constructor db helper. Fine. Now what next? See, after creating this, you just need to create a table by just writing the query like create table, users, name, text, primary key text, and age text. So you can also write like this. See, you can also make a string variable, string SQL. You can also do like this, string SQL. Now the query is create a table create table, then table name is already given. Table name is students, table user. Fine. See, this is a normal query. If you do not want to write like a Java concatenating string, then you can write like this, like create table user, table name, then name, next, primary key, contact text, each text. But if you are convenient to write like this, then always write like this, table user plus the opening bracket is there, and then again we need to pass. Let me just give the proper spacing, otherwise it will not create. Opening bracket, then pass. The first one is our key ID. Okay, sorry, we have the three columns like key name. Okay, so we do not need ID right now. Just remove it. Okay, so it's a key name plus what is the key name is value is integer, then primary key and auto incremented. Fine. So no, it is not auto incremented. It is name. Okay, it is not an integer. So we can write like this: integer primary key. No, it is not integer. It's a text. So text primary key. Then again write down plus. Then write down the second column. Second column name is key contact. Okay. Now click on plus. Give the text. Okay. Data type is text. Now again plus key age plus double inverted comma, and let me just write like this. Okay, double inverted comma and write down its text again. Okay, so now this box I need to complete. Okay, so let me just complete this box, this particular bracket, and then write down this. This is how students you can create a query, and then you need to pass like db dot. So db is the object of db is the object of SQLite database which is already written inside the parameter. So you just need to write like db dot exec SQL. Fine. This is how students. So the table shows an error. You just need to give the space between table user and this table. So now it doesn't show any error. Fine. So my all code is particularly successfully done. This shows something error over here. So contact plus text. Okay, done. It is also showing error over here. Key. Okay, fine. What's the error? Column constraint, comma expected. Okay, sorry, I just forgot to give the comma. So write like this, comma. See, the column constraint is there. You need to specify the comma after each and every column. So fine. So now there is no error in writing the query. Okay, this is how students you can. This is my key name. This is a table user. This both are same. Okay, nothing new. Now next, on upgrade, you just need to pass your query like db.execute drop dot table. If exists, then users. Fine. Now next, what to do? See, I am going to make the 4 different functions for that. On click event of insert, we are going to insert some amount of data. So if the insertion gets successfully, then we return boolean. Okay, this is my first function, public boolean insert data. String name is there, string concat is there, and the string age is there. Let me just create it again in this particular file, like public boolean insert data. How many parameters are there? Like string name, string age, and string contact number. Fine. Now let me just open it. Now what you need to do, you just need to open the database first. So it's a SQLite database, db is equal to get writable database. Fine. So you can write like this. Now db is ready to insert something. If you press on the insert, db dot insert, see how many values you can see. Let me just show you again. db dot insert. See, the first you need to pass the table name, then number of columns hack, next content values. Okay, next again this is column x content values, column x content values. So what you need to do, you just need to pass the number of database table, column hack, and the content value. So the column hack is null. Okay, now what we need, we just need to give the content values, mean whatever the data we want to insert, we just need to pass it. So for that we need to like make a object of content values is equal to new content values. Fine. So you can create, see why I'm creating this, because you will get the idea that how you can code easily. Now next, what we need to do, we just need to put the values inside it. So whatever column names like content values dot put. See, our column name is key underscore name. So key name comma variable is this name. Okay, so this second name is we need to pass over here like name. Now after writing these, students, what you need to do, if you want to repeat this step again, you just need to click over here, just write down control D. This will be duplicatedly create something. So key age, and here we need to pass like age, here we need to pass contact, and this is key contact. Fine. So it is very much easy to write a code for this. Okay, now what you need to do, you just need to pass the query. The query returns something. So for that you just need to like long result is equal to db dot insert. First you need to pass the table name. So just what is table name, table user, comma, the second parameter is null and third parameter is content values. That's it. This is how, students, you can pass the query, the insert query. Now what happens, see, everything is done. Now if the result is -1, then returns false, as returns true. If you write like this, then your insert query is successfully done. What we need to do, we just need to copy this particular function and paste it again. See, no more changes. For the update, okay, whatever the columns you want to update, you just need to put inside the content values like contact, age, then pass the row query. See, here I have checked something. Here I have used the cursor. Why? Because I want to check whether the particular name which I want to pass is exist or not. If I want to change the age of LJ, then I need to check whether the LJs exist or not in my table. That's why I'm taking a query like select star from users where name is equal to question mark, where the question mark value is need to pass like comma, new string and name. Fine. So this string array always contains the values of this question mark. I can see the placeholders. Fine. This is a db.row query. Okay, the query get executed. Cursor.get count. If the query is executed, then it returns some values. That means the LJ name is there in the table. So you just need to update it. Okay, so you want to update only if the value is exists in the table. That's why we need to do the cursor. Now next, how to update the query, like update query is db.update, write down the table name, pass the content values, then the where clause, and then the particular value for the particular where clause. Next, if it returns -1, then return false, else return true. Next, the delete user database. If we talk about the delete user database, let me just keep it like return false or true. Okay, sure, done. Now next, just copy and paste above code over here, then it will get the delete user data string name. See, I want to just delete the user data of the name only. Okay, so creating the SQLite database. Now again, same as the update, I will check whether if I want to delete the data with the name of LJ, whether that data is exists in the table or not. To check this, I just need to write like this: cursor db.row query select star from user where name is equal to question mark, new string and name. Now next, if the cursor.get count is greater than 0, then shows the db.delete users name is equal to question mark, new string and name. Now next, rest of the code is as it is. Next, for the cursor, see, this is how you can get the data, or we can apply for the data function for the view data. Whatever the data we get in the form of the cursor. So return type is cursor. SQLite database, get writable database, just pass a query like select star from table name. So select star from users, and argument is null because There is no where clause is over here. Fine. And return cursor. Now, this all thing will be mapped at main activity.java file. First, I have created 4 different buttons: insert, update, delete, and view. Then 3 edit box, name, age, and contact. 1 text view and 1 DB helper class. Now, then map each and every variables over here. So my task is done. Now next, to create a database, I just write down db is equal to new database helper class. We just need to create a class of database helper. Pass the context this. Now next, to when user click on the insert button, what is happening? See, when a user click on the insert button, you just need to get the values like name, contact, and age. That's why I fetch the values from the edit text, get text to toString, get text to toString, and everything, and then call the function like db dot insert data user data. This function is created by us. Okay, so see, just click on the control, it will be highlighted with the blue. So see, this is the function which we have created. Okay, so now let me just again move towards the function where it is called. Okay, so now name text, control text, and age text, all 3 variables I have passed. If it returns true, the insertion successfully done, else failed. The toast message is shown to the user. Now next, update button dot set on click listener. So when I click on the update button, the name, contact, and age all will be stored in the string format, and then check the update. Update function contains all 3 parameters. It will be updated successfully as not failed. Now next, delete button. In the delete button, the same thing happens, but I do not want to get these 2 values. I just need to remove it. I just want name in the delete button. Fine. So in the name, I just take a name, pass the name to the delete data, then check if delete successfully done, then returns true, else false. And last, this is the main thing which we need to understand about the cursor. See, the function get user data returns the data in the form of cursor object. So here we just need to get the data in the form of the cursor. And then if the cursor got get count is equal to 0, that means there is no data in the table, then toast a message like no data exists. Else, to create a method like string buffer, we just need to see the first cursor is on the first row, we get the data, move it to the next, move to the next, move to the next. So after each and every phase, we just to call move to next function. So until all the data will be get like this, append cursor dot get string. Here we can pass the 0, 1, and 2. Since 0, 1, 2 is a column index, at the 0 we have the name, 1 we have the number, and 2 we have the age. Okay, so let's remember column index starts with the 0. So get string 0, get string 1, get string 2 all get the data and appended in the string buffer with the name, number, and age. And then what we have, we just set the data in the show data.set text string buffer, convert the string buffer to the toString method in the string format. Fine. So this is how you can apply the MySQL insert, update, delete, and view function. Now let me just run the code and see the output first. So students, this is I just connected my phone with the device to run the application, and now I just changed my database table name, database name to database data underscore live, and table name to users underscore live. So this will create a new database and new database table for you. I have also changed the table name everywhere. See, here it's a user underscore live. Now in the insert query, upgrade query, user underscore live. Insert query, the table is okay. I just forgot to change the name, so it is user underscore live. Here I have also changed in the cursor in the table, again in the cursor, again in the table, and then at the last time is the user select star from users underscore live. Okay, so it will just create the data, and now let me just run. See, so that's why I have given this particular table underscore username. So you just need to create like this and write the query like this. See, just concat the variable name with the particular query. Okay, so what we are going to do over here, we are just going to run the app again. So let me just run this application. It will take some amount of time to build the Gradles, and it will run soon. So what we are going to do over here, see, I have SQLite browser with me. So it's a SQLite browser. Okay, let me just open it from the directly. Till that, let me just run the particular application. So where is it? Okay, it is over DB browser for SQL. I have already downloaded it from the website. In this lecture, I already told you that how you can download from the website. Okay, so now it shows me the green screen. That means my application runs launch successfully. So let me just open up the particular window and show you that how the application will look like. So this is our final output. The application is run successfully. You have entered your name, contact number and age. Let me just give it LJIET. Contact number is 12345678890 and keep the age. I think so. Contact number, let me just keep it small, like 123. Age is 12. Okay. Insert the data. So you can see the insertion successfully done. Okay, so if you want to check that whether insertion successfully done or not, see this A11 is our text with the shooter data. Let me just click on the view. See, it will change from the LJIT 123 and 12. So what data is successfully done? Let me just see. I didn't clear the edit text after clicking on the insert button. Okay, that's why it shows like this. Let me just make it again like LJ diploma. Instead of 123, let me give it 12356 and 123 and insert. So insertion successfully done. Let me just click on the view button and you will get the LJ diploma answer is also there. Now, if you want to edit the diploma, okay, so update, let me just check update working or not, like 4444. When I click on the 4444, click on the update and let me just check the output and click on the view button. See, the number gets changed successfully and it turned to the 4444. Now again, let me just change the age of LJ diploma from 123 to 3333 and update the data. So update successfully done. Click on the view button. So age is 3333. Now let me just keep this all text boxes empty. Click on the insert, it will show insertion successfully done. So we just need to put some error message over there that your data is not successfully written inside the insert query. Fine. Now if you want to delete something, so what we can delete, we can just delete with the name only. So here is the name is LJIT. Okay, and click on the delete button. So record is successfully deletion successfully done. Let me just click on the view button. See, LJIT is gone. LJIT is gone. So our insert, update, delete and view, all four buttons working successfully. This is how you can check the CRUD operation in the Android. So, in this tutorial, we have learned about the SQL insert, update, delete, and view, as well as we have seen the SQLite Open Helper class and SQLite database classes. I hope you can understand that how can we store the data in the databases, as well as we have also seen how to install the SQLite browser and open your database into it. If you have any doubt in this, then please feel free to ask me. Thank you so much.